three-peats, as though individual victories are only about you. But how many actually didn't vote for you? Representation through service to others isn't about your personal success. Pride goes before a fall.
The
The
chair
Bible
recognizes
teaches us to put God first.
the honourable member for Yamacraw.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The good member for Sinan said he had some props today, and being displayed on national and international television, I guess, is in the front of him in this honorable house, a photo. Madam Speaker, I'm seeking guidance in this because I think that this is out of order. And knowing the parameters around which this photo has been circulating in the past few weeks, I think that the member is is treading on very dangerous grounds to have that displayed person's image and likeness, possibly without their permission, to do whatever he is doing today in the House. And so, Madam Speaker, I would ask that that is removed and the member can proceed without such spectacle. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. We heard much bragging of two-peats and three-peats, as though individual victories are only about you. How many actually didn't vote for you? Representation through service to others isn't about your personal success. Pride goes before a fall. The Bible teaches us to put God first. He who is last shall be first. Yes,
Honourable
Madam
member,
Speaker.
what is the relevance of you displaying this particular photo?
The May 12th, Madam Speaker. Events of May 12th. We've spoken in depth, I think, about the success of the PLP on May 12th. And the images I've displayed thus far are all related to May 12th, including the evening. And Madam Speaker, I'm actually not doing anything contrary to what you had prohibited previously. So I'm not here to irritate the chair, Madam Speaker. I'm staying within the rules and within your existing decisions.
So what does this, the relevance of this
A
to the budget debate?
See, there you go, Madam Speaker. This is a bit of a slippery slope. If I begin to discuss it, Madam Speaker, then I might fall within your existing decision. So I prefer not to get into the discussion about it, Madam Speaker, because as you would have noted already, Madam Speaker, also once it would have been sent to Committee of Privilege, you can start. You can do it midriff. You can do it tomorrow.
Yes.
You can do it next week.
Yes.
And every time you do it, I will stop you, because as Speaker, once I would have sent it to the Committee of the Privilege under the rules, no man or no woman in this honorable House, in this honorable Assembly, can speak to it. The gentleman from Yamacraw breached your rules, Madam Speaker. I did not. I've not spoken to it. Okay, and that is that. We will move on.
The chair recognizes
I know my
the honourable
rules,
member for
and
Cat
I'm going to
Island,
enforce them.
Rumkey and San Salvador.
It is often said that pictures speak 1,000 words. So whereas he may not be uttering the words, the picture is there to utter it for him. And in this instance, as has been said, this matter has been referred to the Committee on Privilege. Yes, as long as it is in that committee, we are not to speak about it. He's speaking about it just by displaying the picture. Now, it behooves us to have the Committee on Privilege to deal with the matter as quickly as possible to determine whether or not we can continue to talk about it. And that should be his urgings at this time, not to be cute with his words, speak on one thing and then have that next words depicted by a picture, I think is inappropriate, and he ought not to be allowed to continue to show it. It's already been shown, it's there, and it's gone. But I think you have made your point, and you should take the pictures down.
Thank you, Honorable Member.
That's the second member that is attempting to put a banana peel in front of my step. I'm not going to get into that slippery slope, Madam Speaker. I'm going to follow your rule. I'm not going to speak to it. If I can continue. The Bible teaches...
I'd like for you to take that particular photo down.
It's also part of the matter of privilege. I thought the matter of privilege related to a company.
I'm not speaking on it.
This is an innocent...
I have sent that to the
This is an
Committee of
innocent-
Privilege, and you're not
this
going to
is an
draw me
innocent
into that
behavior, Madam
today.
Speaker.
But listen.
Yes?
Listen.
Yes.
Listen. At the end of the day, no matter what we think, no matter what would have happened, this gentleman is a Bahamian and he has family. So let's leave it alone. Let the courts make their decision. It's an open investigation. It's being dealt with by the U.S. And let's respectfully respect that. Let's just do that.
Down?
Down.
Okay. This is not far enough.
Down. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker,
Two men were arrested during a major cocaine bust on Crooked Island, which resulted in the seizure of 1,254 kilos of cocaine valued at $25,080,000. Police press liaison officer ASP Audley Peters said police on the island heard a plane hovering late Wednesday night and went to investigate.
The officers became suspicious, and as a result, the officers went to the airport, and on their arrival, they saw a plane parked on the runway, and as a result, they went to the plane and saw two males running from the plane and left the door open. They pursued those suspects and captured them and took them back to the plane.
Police then searched the plane and found 44 black bags. The drugs weighed in at 3,142 pounds. Peter said the Venezuelan men are ages 29 and 60. Police could not say where the plane came from or how long it was in Bahamian airspace.
Well, the Crooked Island Airport is not a 24-hour airport. Individuals have their skills, whether it be illegal and legal, in the world of aircraft. So perhaps those individuals would have used their skills knowing that our airport is not a 24-hour manned airport. And based on their skills, or persons who may have been on the island assisting them, may have placed markers at various points to guide them. And so all of that is not determined at the moment. But our experience tells us that certain persons can do some things to land an aircraft such as this.
Police could not confirm if the men received assistance from anyone in country. The police press liaison stressed the importance of the public's assistance in solving crimes like these.
No one works in a vacuum. The police needs the information from the members of the public. The Royal Bahamas Police Force needs assistance from international partners. So our success is predicated on cooperating with others, working together for the good of all in the local community and in the global community. And we thank everybody who've been assisting us by giving us the information, and we're acting upon it. And thus, tonight is the result of what we are working together.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Berthany McDermott.
Moving on to your capacity as aviation Aviation Minister, I know it was Rabash, they had registrations that were expired. I wanted to know why or how were they able to fly if they had their documents were expired from last year?
I'll have to get further details from Civil Aviation.
And will there be an investigation into that matter?
Any more questions?
This is Miss Christina.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome again to this special edition of Lincoln Bain Live, live from Brooklyn, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, it's always a pleasure to be here with you. And we got some news for you from Brooklyn. And so, ladies and gentlemen, our country has just gone into a tailspin today. As we say this news to you, I'm going to try to get straight to the point as much as I can tonight, so that everyone can get an understanding of what is going on. We got some documents to show you. We got some never before seen documents. We got some secret government documents that we're going to reveal to you tonight. And this is going to be interesting. So I am not able, normally I share this to a few thousand people, but WhatsApp is now limiting the amount of people you can share to. And so I'm not able to share this. So please do your part and make sure this gets out of there. Um, Make sure you use your ad highlights, your ad followers, you tag some of your friends. Make sure they know that we are live because I can't notify persons that we are live. And even though we have about 45,000 followers on Facebook and 5,000 friends, only maybe about 1% of them get the notifications when we go live. So we want to make sure that everyone knows what's going on because our country is at stake now. Our country is at risk, and this is a serious matter for all Bahamians, and all Bahamians need to be a part of this and know what's going on. All right. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get right to it. There is breaking news, serious breaking news, that uh, Eric Gardiner has been officially indicted by the United States of America again. And he has now been transported from Pennsylvania, where he was the last time we went live, to now to Brooklyn, MDC Brooklyn. I'm going to get to all of that for you tonight. Uh, and we're going to tell you the ramifications of all of that. In the indictment, which we're going to show you, uh, not only is he indicted, not only are they going to come after him and his associates, but they are also going to come after everything that he owns and that was obtained or used for the proceeds of crime, for this drug deal, to money launder or anything related to the drug deals that he's been participating in from 2021 to 2026. All right. Anything that was used to facilitate drugs or money launder, etc., is going to be seized. And so I'm going to show you all of that. And so that leaves a question for right thinking Bahamians that saw our government buildings being rented out to a drug dealer. Sorry, rented from a drug dealer. That means that if America wants to and decides to, they can come and take our government buildings. They can take any of those houses that he got contracts for to build, like anything else that he owns, him or those related to him. All of those Venice Bay properties that we showed you, properties in other gated communities and other properties in Grand Bahama, etc., that we didn't show you yet, um, they can come for that. We're going to get to all of that in a second. We're going to go back to the beginning. So now that uh, the crooked government officials, all of them are not, but those ones who are, now that the crooked government officials have had their belly breakdown moment, we want you to know that they coming. They coming. The crash of 3 airplanes is going to cause 2 Black Hawk helicopters to land in this country. And I want you to understand that they coming. And they're coming for the associates, and they're coming for what belonged to Eric Gardner. To all of you who are associated with him, my advice to you is stop. My advice to you is turn yourself in. My advice to you is they coming. So be ready. They coming. To all of you who have been a part of this amazing government-sponsored drug ring, crime ring, I don't want you to be afraid of the U.S. government coming for you. That's not who you need to be afraid of. You need to be concerned about the politicians who have been using you for the last few years. They are cleaning house. Some persons are now going to start getting locked up to silence them. And some persons will have already begun to die. Hitmen have already started getting killed. The hitmen who killed the hitmen have been getting killed. Loose ends are being tied up in this country. We have to wake up, Bahamas. Our country has gone down to a place where it's never been, and our heads are in the sand. So, to all of the young men out there who have been used, police officers who have been used, we can talk about all this today, used by officials in order to do their dirty work, be careful. Mr. Alcott Forbes, who is allegedly now in trouble, be careful. We can talk with you today. I would say someone tag him, but he's in jail. Alcott Forbes is an inspector of police who was charged today. We're going to show you all this today. But I'm going to go back to the beginning, and then we're going to come back to where we need to be. But remember, 3 plane crashes. And I want you to see how God himself, because the Bahamian people didn't stand up. God, no, we maybe didn't have the strength, and in some cases the integrity to stand up and speak out and stand up against corrupt officials. We let them bamboozle us for a couple of dollars. Bamboozle us. Now, God had to step in himself. That's what I believe. And when I show you these 3 plane crashes that brought this whole thing down, you're going to understand. 3 plane crashes. Remember that. Now, the video that the producers played in the beginning showed Adrian White. Adrian White, first and foremost, I want to congratulate you. Round of applause for your stance. You were not, as the Prime Minister called, cute. You were tactical, and you were a strategist, and you put them in their place in the House of Assembly. So this week, to the entire F&M party, you tried. You did a good job. So give credit where credit is due. The F&M even called for a a commission of inquiry. And so what is happening now, and I want people to understand, they say, why do you keep messing with the F&M? For exactly this reason. Because every time we hold their foot to the fire, they wake up and they do something. Now do you understand why I put their foot to the fire? Not just because we're going to be paying them over $10 million over the next 5 years, over $2 million a year. But whenever, I want you to pay close attention, whenever I put their foot to the fire, they do something. And so now all of a sudden, as I told them, you got to call for commission of inquiries. You got to do judicial reviews. Now Pintard is saying he's going to the speaker, I'm going to do a judicial review. They've never done one, but we are leading them. See, we have to deal with them like the horse now. And so we're going to be the rider. The COI is going to be the rider, and we're going to whip that horse. So when you hear me whipping the F&M, don't get in that. Let us do our job. And so now they're calling for commissions of inquiry. Did you hear them? And now they're in the House speaking out every day because we're whipping them. Remember when I had the clash with Pintard in the House of Assembly and told him to stop being weak? All of a sudden, the mace got thrown out of the House. That was spectacle, but at least it woke them up to do something. So, ladies and gentlemen, when you hear me talking about them, well, just stay on that and let me whip that horse. That's our worker. Let's whip that workhorse and get them to do what they're doing. All right? Now, let's take this back. Something diabolical happened in the House of Assembly. I'm going to get to Eric Gardiner and all this stuff right now. Something diabolical happened in the House of Assembly because as Adrian White, I hope I called the right name in the beginning. I hope I didn't say Adrian Gibson. I apologize if I did. So Adrian White, that's who gets the applause. Adrian White stood up and he showed a picture of Eric Gardiner. And he was quickly silenced. There was an attempt at silencing him by Zane Lightburn. You saw the video, so I don't have to go play by play. But what I wanted you to notice in that video was that Zane Lightburn got up and basically gave him a veiled threat. You know, politicians know how to speak words in a certain way that you got to read through it so they didn't actually do an offense. He gave him what I interpret as a veiled threat that basically he's saying that it is dangerous to be holding up that picture. It's dangerous. Did you hear it? He said it's dangerous to be doing that. And I saw the PLP trolls all week send out these threats. Oh, Eric is coming out. Eric is coming out. In a way, even BP, Bahamas Press, in a way as if to say, y'all better stop talking about Eric. Y'all know he's a killer. And if he comes out, all y'all gonna be in trouble. So that's the government, the governing party, and people connected to the governing party threatening Bahamians in a democracy, speaking their minds, but threatening them with a drug dealer, about what a drug dealer could do to them. It's an indirect threat. That's how I take that. Oh, he's coming out, and what's going to happen when he comes out? What is going to happen? So the governing party would let a drug dealer hurt Bahamians if he happens to miraculously come out? You're going to sit there and let that happen? Listen, only cowards threaten, and do not try to intimidate the Bahamian people with a drug dealer and a killer. And I say this in memory of Lynx Jones. And that's why we all over this, because you touch ours, we come in. And we believe that Eric Gardiner was responsible for the killing of Lynx Jones. Because Lynx Jones exposed a contract that they had, and it went viral and made the news. Rest in peace, Lynx Jones. We got him. So, ladies and gentlemen, now I'll take this to where we need to go. The gentleman in question Eric Player Gardner. So after the PLP made all this effort to scare y'all to say this man is coming out, I don't know what America they talking about that could let out a notorious drug dealer. I don't know in what world they think that would ever happen. That would not. Well, first and foremost, I guess the attorneys put that together. Um, uh, Erica's an attorney from Florida. This lady is this is my opinion. She's out of her league. Um, she asked for permission to represent Eric Garden in New York. So, an attorney from Florida representing him in New York. And so she doesn't have a permission or license to operate there, but she can apply for a one time license to operate for this situation. All right. And so that's what she did. She applied to operate for Eric Gardner just this one time in just this one situation. And so that's what she did. And I don't think she had a full grasp, or this is my opinion of what I'm seeing, a full grasp of how things work in the Southern District of New York. The law in New York, remember, each state has a different kind of law and a different kind of setup. So Florida law is a little bit different from New York law, a little bit different from Atlanta or California. So there's a little bit difference in procedures, etc., that you would have to get used to. I know when I was in law school, they was encouraging us to take the exam in Florida, New York, et cetera, to be able to also practice in America. And then there were differences that you had to basically get used to if you were going to operate on that level. So I want to show you what she did. Let me show you the whole window. Okay, so this is what she did. She applied. I'm sorry, I like to go in this, but I like to show documents as we talk. You know, this is what we do. And we show you that we always have the document. So when we say something, just understand it. So she applied for order for admission to be able to practice in New York. And this was what she got. This was her permission slip to be able to practice in New York. All right. And so as you can see, this was signed over by the magistrate judge. All right. So just wanted you to see that as I go. So follow me along on this. And so next, the reason why I say she seems to be out of her league is because clearly we saw her apply to get this case thrown out. And when I saw it, I was like, that she clearly doesn't know what she's doing. This is my opinion, not trying to attack her. But she did this application. It made the news in the Bahamas, and all the PLP started saying, "Oh, he's coming out! He's coming out! They're reaching the deadline! They're reaching the deadline!" Um, there is no circumstance that they have that kind of person and that they're going to let them out because of any of that stuff. And I told them that the indictment was coming in a matter of days. And I was speaking what I know. When you hear something come out of this mouth, you know everything that I say turns out to be the truth. And so the PLP trolls, whenever I'm going live, will say, "Oh, he's lying. Oh, he's clickbaiting," but we always deliver. Everything I say turns out to be the truth, and you see it coming to pass. And so when she uh, did that silly application that had the PLP all up in arms and celebrating, "Oh, we getting our man back, we getting our drug dealer back." Oh, one PLP troll said, "Oh, we getting," he called him his good friend, his good friend. So what we need to do, since they were threatening us with the drug dealers, any of these trolls, these political trolls, who we see promoting this notorious drug dealer, what I want you to do, ladies and gentlemen, is forward their names to the U.S. Embassy. When you see it, screenshot them doing it, or if there's a recording, etc., you screenshot them doing it, or send it to me. All right? And I will send it right away to embassy officials. And so, since that's their good friend, the drug dealer, and since persons like Blackus says that this drug dealer that America is holding this person illegally, etc., then let's make sure we get that to U.S. officials. I want you to remember that when you are applying for your visa now, they check social media. They check social media. So any of those trolls that you see making these statements, promoting these criminals, please either send it to me or send it directly to the U.S. Embassy so we could just deal with these trolls, okay? Because we can't have our country embarrassed on this level, worse than it has ever been. In the 80s, the government turned a blind eye and let the drug dealers do what they want. Now it seems that our entire system, including police officers, were involved, defense force officers, politicians, lawyers, etc., accountants, financial analysts were involved in this whole thing. The Bahamas is a drug ring right now. And so we got to fix that. All right. We got some stuff to show you all. So stay tuned. All right. So I want you to see what happened when she applied for this. There's a red circle around us. You can see it clearly. All right. I want to get to this one because this is clear. So this is United States District Court, Southern District of New York. And it says petition denied. This is a response. They didn't even, even do an actual write up, a proper response to her. I wouldn't say proper. They didn't have to do this. They didn't even file anything for her. They just took her document and they just wrote on top of her document. They didn't even give it anything else other than that. They just said petition denied without prejudice. The proper procedure for review of Mr. Gardiner's pretrial detention is for his counsel to contact the clerk's office to request a bail hearing before the magistrate judge on duty. The clerk of the court shall close, they gave the rest, and is so ordered by and is signed. So what they're telling her is, ma'am, your job is to do it like this. You do a bail hearing. We will never let go a notorious criminal like this who's locked up in federal prison. All right? Applications when he was in there? The answer was no. Maduro made applications. Noriega made applications. So when I saw the PLP is celebrating, I was like, wow, they're gonna have some serious. They're gonna need some Pepto Bismol. All right, and so that's what happened. So we wanted you to see that, and I told you what was coming and what was about to happen. And so remember, everything we say comes to pass. That's the record that we have. Whether they like it or not, everything that we bring to the public comes to pass. Just make sure you're getting the proper video quality. Just give me a sec. All right. All right. So, yeah. So, uh, there's more. So what happened was he was moved from Orlando to Oklahoma to Pennsylvania. That's where he was when we went live before. I didn't show you because I didn't want them to know where he was because clearly they were trying to avoid these people knowing where he is for some reason. They don't want him communicating with certain officials, and and that's what happened. And so he was transported by bus. um, he was put in this big special bus just for him. He's like a celebrity. I mean, he had one of those big celebrity buses. Let me show it to you all. Um, Very nice bus. He was transported in. Um, he was transported in this beautiful, beautiful bus um, all the way from Pennsylvania all the way to um, Brooklyn, MDC Brooklyn. And so that's the Federal Bureau of Prisons bus. It says federal jail. And so state prison is different from federal prison. It's two different things. And so he was transported in the federal jail on this bus to a bus like this to Brooklyn. All right. And so somehow our government didn't know what was going on, but the COI knew exactly what was going on. And so once he got there, he got a prison number. I'm going to show you all that in a second. He got a prison number. Here we go. Yes, he got a prison number. and I'm going to show you all exactly where he is. He got a prison number. Well, he already had the prison number, sorry. But he got assigned to this prison, which is going to be his home for the near future. To be his home, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, here it is. Um, right here. So there's Eric Gardner. That's his prison number, 58 mil. And so this is from the system. MDC Brooklyn. All right, MDC Brooklyn. We cropped it out, of course. MDC Brooklyn. So that's where he is. So we have all the documents on all of this, just so they know. Okay. All right. So next, here is where he is. He is in this beautiful facility. It's a brand new, we'll call it for him. The purpose of this is his new home, and this is where he will be staying, probably for the rest of his life. Now, it's either the rest of his life or he's going to be able to get out sooner if he but if he talks and tells them who are the government officials who was involved in all of this. The only way to get time off is to be someone and to talk on a bigger person. So a low level, talk on a middle level, or talk on a high level, or a middle level, talk on gangster talk on a high level. So when you're at a high level, like he is, you got to talk on a politician. And so that's the only way that he is going to see the Bahamas again. And so he's going to be locked up here for 23 hours a day. This is Brooklyn. Um, this is Brooklyn, right down the road. This is Brooklyn. And this is where he is right now. So this is a tall building. There's no yard per se. Although they have something inside, internal, that's like that, but it's going to be locked down. And this is a place where notorious criminals are placed. So the serious of the serious or the absolutely notorious. I'll give you a sampling of persons who have been locked up in these notorious in this notorious prison. This is just a screenshot from CNN. Go do your own search later. So credit to CNN for this. Is that up? So this is just a screenshot from CNN, and it's showing you examples of other notorious persons other than him who are going to be held here, or who are being held here. All right, and so these are notorious persons who are there with or who have been held there, I should say, who have been held there or who are there or who've been held there. And so these are some of the notorious inmates who have been there. I don't know why they have Al Sharpton. I don't remember that, but this is from CNN. But Nicolas Maduro, he's currently there. Who also feels he was arrested illegally, but he's there nonetheless. So I don't know what those PLP trolls are celebrating. Luigi Maglioni, he's currently there. Sean Combs has been there. R. Kelly, Sam Bankman Fried, El Chapo, Michael Cohen, um, Ghislaine Maxwell. You know, she was the accomplice of Epstein. All right. Yeah. Jeffrey Epstein, who wanted to get an island here in the Bahamas and was offered residency by our officials. And he wanted an island to be able to bring women to abuse them. All right. Martin Shkreli and I won't name Al Sharpton 'cause I don't remember that. Maybe y'all remember it. I don't remember Al Sharpton, but this is a screenshot from CNN. All right. So, Yeah, so that's some of the people who were there. And of course, there are some other Bahamians who are there right now because there's another case that arrest that took place before this, and so there are three Bahamians. Two of them are Bahamians of Haitian descent or Haitians who are there, and so the police officer, the senior police officer who was arrested, is also being held there. All right. They are not, as far as I know, being held on the same floor. All right, and so that's where we are with that. I want you to understand that a case has been filed, the indictment has been filed, and we are going to now uh, touch on that indictment. All right, and what it is, to be honest with you, and this is a serious part. It is a superseding indictment, which means that it supersedes a previous indictment and kind of brings them together. All right. So as you can see, make sure you get this on the screen for y'all. So this is an update for all of you. Uh, so what you're about to see is a superseding indictment. This is serious stuff. All right. It's a superseding indictment. So I guess all of this, the celebration stops and the belly breakdown. So this is belly breakdown time. All right, for the trolls, etc., who are spreading nonsense. I don't understand why they're doing that. Just let the chips fall where they may, man. You don't need to do some of the stuff that you're doing. But this is in the United States Southern District of New York. This is the indictment, and so superseding indictment. Indictment is bigger than the other indictment. I'm trying to give you to think of the easiest terms to help you to understand the terminology. So some of the terminology won't be that I say won't be the exact legal terminology, but I'm saying it for you to understand. All right, that's my job to make sure you understand. All right, so this is United States of America versus Eric Gardner. So what they did was brought the previous case with, remember, Superintendent Curtis. They brought that case and everything in there together with this case. And so now you have all of these together. You have some new charges, and everything is connected. So the other big politician with $2 million is in here. The politician number one, who had the meeting at the House of Assembly, is now affected. All of that has been brought together. And I'm going to read this to you and show you some other things that you may not understand, the plane crashes that happen and how it brings everything together. And then I'm going to explain you the way the country was being run like a drug cartel. All right. And so here we go. This is count one. This is only 5 pages because it's a superseding indictment, which means a lot of it is already written elsewhere. All right. Cocaine importation conspiracy. All right. Now I want you to don't despair, because once certain things happen, this is the beginning of everything, and once certain things happen, RICO could be coming based on what Eric Gardner says or doesn't say. Okay, let's have a bedtime story. It's a bedtime story, all right? From at least in or about May 2021 up to and including in or about May 2026 in Southern District of New York in the Bahamas and elsewhere, and in an offense begun and committed out of the jurisdiction of any particular state or district, Jonathan Eric Gardner, aka Player, the defendant, and others, known and unknown, at least one of whom has been first brought to and arrested in the Southern District of New York, intentionally and knowingly combined, conspired, confederated, and agreed together with each other to violate the narcotics laws of the United States of America. Y'all, Miss Kobe Davis was running away. I need y'all to tag her, make sure she's watching this. I need y'all to tag Green Monroe so we could know what's going on. Joe Campbell. I need you to tag Lundy. I just want them to know what's going on. I don't know because we haven't really seen this. They haven't had a press conference on this, so we need you to tag them to make sure they know what's going on. Anyone else we need to tag? But make sure those ones who I just called, make sure they watching. All right, Kingsley Smith. How could I forget Kingsley Smith? We need you to be watching this. All right, and if you need to understand it better, Kingsley or Joe Beth or any of you, what you can do is while I'm still in New York, I need you to come and pay me a visit. I have all the documents while I'm here. In fact, we can raise the funds and we can pay for your flight because we noticed you're not flying recently. You're trying to save the Bahamian people money, and I respect the fact that you're trying to save the Bahamian people money. And so, what we can do is we're gonna have the Bahamian people pay for your flight for you to come to New York, and then we can explain exactly what is going on. I mean, you could wait till I come back, but I prefer for you to come and meet me over here on this side of the water. All right, and in fact, uh, I'll get the Bahamian people to pay for it. All right. So to all of my Bahamian people who are watching this, is there anyone willing to help pay for this? Just say I'll help. I'll help. Just put it in in the text. Just say I'll help. I'll help. Just say that. Um, I'll help. And so uh, just a few people because I want to make sure they understand what's going on so that they could help deal with this. All right. Clayton Fernanda, you're not there anymore, but we need you to understand what's going on, what was happening under your watch. Present Commissioner of Police, who used to be in charge of Freeport, we need you to understand what was going on. So anyone there'll help? Just say I'll help. I'll help. Just let us know. So we can put this effort together to help these people understand what's going on, and so we'll have okay, great, all right. So um, everyone, all right. Anyone, y'all helping? Y'all helping? Okay. All right. So see, yeah, Bahamians are helping. They're saying they'll help. Okay. So Bahamians are willing to help y'all because we noticed y'all ain't spending none of that budget on traveling recently. And we need y'all to, we got to use it. You can't have it in the budget and don't use it. But since you don't want to use it, we'll pay. All right. I'll meet you at the Marriott Marquis. Hotel is a very nice hotel. Marriott Marquis is right on Times Square, and then that's Manhattan, and then we can just go right over into Brooklyn. And no, but if you all bring them here, you got to pay for their hotel too. No, that may be covered. No, you ain't got to worry about their room and board. We just got to need a flight for them to come over, so we could help them understand exactly what's happening. Okay. Um, don't worry with the room and board. Let them cover that themselves. All right. Um, all right. So enough of the teasing. Um, uh, let's get back to the bedtime story. All right. Okay. So everyone is willing to help, except one person says, "Help my A." Y'all don't want to help our politicians get over. Someone said they'll help times 100. I guess that's all the tickets covered right there. All right. So let's get serious now. Let's go back into this. Um, it was a part. It was a part and an object of the conspiracy that Eric Gardner, aka Player, the defendant, and others, known and unknown, would and did import into the United States from a place outside thereof a controlled substance in violation of Title II, et cetera, et cetera. And just we're broadcasting on YouTube and on Facebook and on LinkedIn and other places. So we're everywhere. Number three, it was further a part and an object of the conspiracy that Jonathan Eric Gardner, aka Player, the defendant, and others, known and unknown, would and did manufacture, distribute, and possess with intent to distribute a controlled substance, intending, knowing, and having reasonable cause to believe that such substance would be unlawfully imported into the United States and into waters within a distance of 12 miles of the coast of the United States in violation of title, etc. Number four, it was further a part of, it was further, let me get this. Okay, it was further a part and object of the conspiracy that Jonathan Eric Gardner, aka Player, the defendant, and others known and unknown would and did on board an aircraft registered in the United States of America manufacture, distribute, and possess with intent to distribute a controlled substance in violation of Title 21 of the United States. Five, the controlled substance that Jonathan Eric Gardner, aka Player, the defendant, conspired to import into the United States and into customs territory of the United States from a place outside thereof, manufacture, distribute, and possess with intent to distribute, intending, knowing, and having reasonable cause to believe that such substance would be unlawfully imported into the United States and into waters within a distance of 12 miles of the coast of the United States, and manufacture, distribute, and possess with intent to distribute on board aircraft registered in the United States was 5 kilograms and more of mixtures and substances containing a detectable amount of cocaine, violation, etc., etc. Count two. Count two. All right. Okay, good. We got a lot of people on here all over the internet. Okay. All right. Count two. Firearms use, carrying, and possession. Wow. That's it's a gunman. Grand jury further charges from at least in or about May 2021. Oh, long time. Up to and including, so that's while the FNM was there, and including in or about May 2026. So that's up to last month when he was locked up in the Southern District of New York, the Bahamas, and elsewhere, and in an offense begun and committed out of the jurisdiction of any part of the state or district, and for which one or two or more joint offenders has been first brought to and arrested in the Southern District of New York, meaning that the previous case, okay? Jordan Eric Gardner, aka Player, the defendant, during and in relation to the drug trafficking crime for which they may be prosecuted in the court of the United States, to wit, the offense charged in count one of this indictment, knowingly used and carried firearms, and in furtherance of such crimes, knowingly possessed firearms and aided and abetted the use, carrying, and possession of firearms. Wow. Count three, firearms conspiracy. Grand jury, and so I won't read the whole thing. So, in other words, it's conspiracy with firearms. All right. Next, forfeiture allegations. Oh, this is the good stuff. Number nine, as a result of committing the controlled substance offense charged in count one of this indictment, Jonathan Eric Gardner, aka Player, the defendant, shall forfeit United States pursuant to Title 21, United States Code, etc., any and all property constituting or derived from any proceeds the defendant obtained directly or indirectly as a result of the offense, and any and all property used or intended to be used in any manner or part to commit and to facilitate the commission of the offense charged in one count of this indictment. As a result of committing the firearms charges, charged in counts two and three of this indictment, Eric Gardner, aka Player, the defendant, shall forfeit the United States all firearms and ammunitions involved in and used in the commission of the offenses charged in this offense. Substitute assets provision. If any of the above described forfeitable property as a result of any act or omission of Eric Gardner, aka Player, cannot be located upon the exercise of due diligence, has been transferred or sold to or deposited to a third person, ooh, A third person, we've seen a lot of that. C, has been placed beyond the jurisdiction of the court, has been substantially diminished in value, or has been commingled with other property which cannot be subdivided without difficulty. It is in the intent of the United States, pursuant to seek forfeiture of any other property of the defendant up to the value of or above forfeitable property. All right. So, in other words, if the properties that, if there's a situation where there's properties that was used for the drugs or the money laundering or to get money to buy the drugs or any of that stuff, if there's property that wasn't involved in that, maybe the property was clean and wasn't a part of this drug stuff. Well, if we can't get the property, or if it's too difficult for us to get the property that was involved in it, we gave for the other property that might not be connected. All right. So herein lies a major problem, and this is signed by Jay Clinton, and this is important. So I think we should explain that part of it to you. That's more important than anything else. We've seen drug dealers before. We've Bahamas have been arrested for drugs since for time immemorial. That's what we took advantage of with our proximity to the United States. Now, herein lies the problem. The government of the Bahamas, under the Free National Movement and the FNM, they partnered together. All the hiccup and jumping up and down they doing, the same cabinet of the Bahamas, the cabinet of this Bahamas under both the PLP and the FNM enabled this drug dealer, this murderous drug dealer, to use our public fund for money laundering. The PLP signed the deal, and it was Michael Alcides, being in the position he was in at the time, surely would have contributed to this contract that was done and signed on the 9th of May, 2021, the day before election, which was the 10th of May. The PLP like that 10 number. Brave, of course, changed it to 3 because that's his Brave special number. All right. That's why he had the advance vote on the 30th of April, and then he skipped over to the 12th of May because 1 and 2 is 3. The 30th, 3 and 0 is 3. And so that's his special numbers. You'll always see 3 with him. All right. 10 with Pinland. All of them have their special numbers. Right. So, and that's kind of witchcraft to do. But I'll leave that there. But anyway, on the 9th, that deal was signed by the PLP, the day before election. That should never happen. But guess what happened? While some of y'all still here sitting down thinking, oh, the FNM will do different than the PLP. If you go to the FNM, things will change. Well, the PLP signed a contract with the drug dealer. I'm just being real. With the drug dealer. Known drug dealer. Known to them. And the FNM took over. Instead of the FNM ending that contract, making it null and void like they did with some other contracts, the FNM let that slide through. Now remember, Michael Folks still has to answer some questions for us. The Attorney General at the time was Carl Bethel, and their law firm seemed to be doing business with the nephew, and this was the last live, go and watch it, with the nephew, we showed the documents, with the nephew of Eric Player Gardiner, who seemed to be, and that's only what we can assume based on what we're seeing, who seemed to be fronting for Eric Player Gardiner, a company that was buying up a bunch of properties, and he was like 26, 27 at the time, all right? Buying up a bunch of properties out of Venice Bay. So the 26-year-old had this company in his name and is buying up a bunch of properties in Venice Bay. And while Eric Gardiner was in jail, He sold one of the properties to himself and got a loan on it. Now, the F&M attachment was dealing with this. And so they can tell us if this was legit or if it wasn't legit. Um, they can explain this to us because it might just be innocent, but we need to know because we have a right to know as the Bahamian public. Y'all refuse to give us the Freedom of Information Act, so we got to come to assumptions ourselves. So now, um, so the F&M then takes over, and with Carl Bethel now as the Attorney General, and this entire cabinet, which included Michael Pintard and Dwayne Sands and all of these people that you say would make it better, they pushed that contract through. They executed it. They could have stopped it. They pushed it through with the drug dealer. They know him. They knew who he was. What manner of country is this? Bahamas, I'm just real. Remember, I showed you a CIA document. I can pull it up again if you all want me to once I finish all of this. A CIA document where America wanted to lock up some, well, they wanted to indict Pinland at the time and Kendall Knowledge at the time. And they were wondering if it makes sense. What would the effect be politically, et cetera? They were studying everything. And that CIA document that I showed you is now, it was classified before. That CIA document says, we don't know how effective it'll be because the media is weak, it's state controlled. And on top of that, the F&M is weak. It said the F&M is weak. It said there was no one to replace Pinland with because all those other fellas, they were not real, leaders. That's just what COI said. I'm not saying that. And they said the F&M was weak because the F&M was also involved with drugs. This is the CIA. No, that the F&M was also involved with drugs. And they said if we indict Pinland Kellogg Knowledge, all I'm going to do is just expose that, well, the F&M doing it too. So y'all want to replace me with them? That's the problem. We get to that later. And so we always keep thinking that the F&M is this knights in shining armor to come and save us. I know it sounds good. I know some people say, man, just forget that, man. Leave it and just let's get rid of the PLP. But we have noticed that nothing changes when we do that. Okay, let's keep going. And so herein lies the problem. We now have a criminal enterprise running our country, and we're going to get deeper and deeper into this. So, Eric Player Gardner, as you saw with that, his anything that he owns, directly, indirectly, or any way, now is subject to forfeiture. So here's the problem. We gave him contracts to own government buildings, PPPs. That means they can come for the Obi Wilson building and any other buildings that he was involved in. They can come for Carmichael Village. I know the first thing I think is Keith Bell came and said, "Don't worry, your properties are safe." Now, they have the assumption that we have a law that says, it's called bona fide purchase. As long as the purchaser wasn't involved in the skullduggery from before, you can't really go after the purchaser. That's our law. But we don't know how this is going to affect us as a country. We could stop them, we could block them, et cetera, et cetera. But no, it could start happening, and they're not going to announce it. They just do it. They're going to start rejecting visas. It's going to start getting difficult. They're going to start making life very difficult. It's going to be more difficult for us to get loans from the IMF, et cetera. They're going to make life hard for us as a people because our leaders are doing something. The people are going to suffer. And what they do is they make the people suffer so the people want to overthrow their government. Because international law is one government cannot interfere with another sovereign government. They should not be seen to be doing that. And so what they do is indirectly do it. They go to the people and they make the people suffer because of the policies. And hopefully the people will rise up. The problem with the Bahamas is we worship politicians so much. Will we really rise up? That's a problem. And so all of this stuff is in jeopardy. The Carmichael Village, that's my opinion. anything else that he was involved in, all of those Venice Bay properties. So I want you to understand, and again, we received information that some bank accounts have already been seized related to him. Um, and we want to call on all of our patriots working in any patriots banks. There is whistleblower laws to protect you. We could get America to protect you. If you have any information that your bank that you are employed at has a bank account with any of those companies operating, please inform directly the U.S. Embassy or bring the information to me. I'll know what to do with it. All right? You don't have to wait till I come back. You can do it now. 803-5995 is the number. You can text it straight to me. All right? Someone alleged that Top Notch had a bank account with Commonwealth Bank. Um, we don't know that was true. We don't know about present. They were saying that they noticed that when they was working there, and so we need to know if they still have that bank account. Banks could have honestly dealt with him because the government was dealing with him. He had government contracts. He had a government official or a former government official on his board. Um, so as a president, so he has to be legit, and that's why they use these kind of people to clean themselves up. And so, if you have any information, please, 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 we don't need our government treasury funds and our people at the treasury. We know that you have been giving us all the information that you can. Thank you for that, and we've protected you. If you see any payments going to Top Notch or PPP construction or complete construction or anyone connected to those names that we've been calling, anyone connected to these companies, and that's Heal and all these other people, please give the information to the U.S. Embassy. They'll take it, or send it to me. I'll know what to do with it. All right. And so, anyone at the Treasury, there's a whistleblower laws, and you are protected. So, that is very important, so that our money no longer goes out to these people. Now, I want to shift gears a little bit. I'm trying to go through all of this as fast as I can. I'm going to shift gears just a little bit. There are three incidences where there were plane crashes that I want you to pay close attention about. And these three plane crashes were instrumental, very instrumental. I see persons calling me. I can't take calls yet. We're still going, all right? So just hang tight. Can't take calls yet. If you have information, just text me, all right? Um, we have some information. People still call. Someone say, why would you call out your source? No, no, no. We never call out sources. 20 years, no one has been able to figure out our sources. I don't know why you would even say that. And that's something we've been doing. Um, okay, what happened? All right, let me see who this is calling. Just give me a sec. Hello? Hello? Good night. How you doing? Yes, you. Mhm. You want to say something on the show? Well, the show is still going. You want to reveal something, or you just want to say something? Okay, hold on. Let me just put you out there. I just wanted to make sure. I'll let you go in because I answered it. 'Cause the phone line isn't open yet. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say I usually have many words. Tonight I'm utterly speechless.
Wow. Oh, stay tuned. Don't be speechless yet. I ain't even started yet.
Wow. Many of us who've been by your side, we've seen some stuff, but this is stuff that just we can't even put an adjective to it. So just be knowing God is with you, and we are with you as well.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you, man. All right, we'll continue. So I was distracted reading texts now. Someone says, you will regret all of this. Oh, Lord. They still threatening. Listen, man, if y'all killing me is going to benefit the next generation, then so be it. I've had a beautiful life, so I can't take any more calls right now. I still got these three planes I want to explain to you. All these three plane crashes is very important. Then I'll start taking calls again. If y'all think that killing me is gonna stop something or gonna solve some problem for y'all, go right ahead. I got a mansion waiting on me, and I couldn't care any less about you and your intentions and your threat. So y'all, someone screenshot that you will regret this. That's Glenda Miller. I think that's a PLP troll. Um, I don't know. You will regret this. I know they talking to me. Okay, someone already did the screenshot. Listen, man. Listen, I think you all should know by now. I get threats every day. I mean, these people, they call and they just torment me. Some of them start having conversations with them and see, you know what we can do to you. You know what happening? They talking like whispering. Like I know PLPs are full of homosexuals, but I don't like men whispering in my ears. I don't want no man whispering in my ears. Just talk, man. Just talk. Put some bass in your voice. When you could call me and tell me you could kill me. When you're gonna call me and tell me you could lock me up and set me up and you could file this and sue for this and you could get this one to do this and that. Listen, man, put some bass in your voice. See? Call me threatening me with no gun talk. I grew up in Pinewood. I've been on the police force. Y'all can't scare me. I don't scare easy. I didn't just grow up in Pinewood. I am Pinewood. I didn't grow up soft. So y'all don't call me with all these threats all day, every day. I can't even answer. Sometimes people say, we calling to call you. Some of the calls is just for these malicious little. When I see the private number and this guy and these new numbers, and I say, okay, well, this could be another threat. Listen, man, don't stop wasting your time. Do what y'all want unto me. There's nothing y'all can do. Listen, I already have a booby trap set. The minute you all do something to me, the files that I have in storage waiting is gonna hit the world like nothing you have ever seen. You know that when I put out, it's only a shot over the bow. You know that if I have this, I got something else. I have enough documents to have a life all day, every day for the next 100 years. I didn't say talk but stuff, I said documents. We have all the files on from the Treasury. We have all the files from Water and Sewage and BEC, etc. NIB. Listen, I will be replaced like shark teeth. I'm not afraid. Do what y'all will. Y'all have, y'all have lied on me, sullied my name, and y'all have done everything that y'all could. But at the end of the day, we know y'all run. Our country is in trouble. So if y'all see them coming after me, yeah, they say they coming on the farm, they could take it from us and they could break down houses and all that kind of stuff, and anyone close to me could regret it. And yeah, okay, I'll give it your best shot. Our community will know it's retaliation. It's retaliation for us standing up and speaking the truth. Someone send a screenshot with that threat to me, please. Um. Anyway, let's continue. So it's scary, y'all. Listen, man, you're wasting your time. All right. Um, let's continue. I want to start with these plane crashes. I want you to understand what's going on in this country. Um, all right, y'all hang in there with me. This is important. This is our country. All right, and everything I'm saying to you, the international community knows. Everything that I've said to you from the beginning is only something the Haymans want to put their head in the sand. And you could be affected, not the politician, you, your children, when you see things start to change. See how hard it is sometimes for Jamaicans to get visas, for Haitians to get visas? Y'all want that? Stay tuned. Let me tell us millions of dollars. You all shaking this big money forms for them. All wearing t-shirts for them while they destroying your country. All right. All right, let's go. Um, I want to talk to you about three incidents, and I'm going to show you it, and then I'm going to break it down for you. And these are some of the incidents that brought down this criminal empire and fully exposed the crime ring that has been taking place in this country. Someone again, I need you to go ahead and tag Clayton Fernanda. Tag all the senior police officers. I know plenty of them watching. Tag everybody. Okay. We got more people watching on the YouTube pages than on the Facebook pages. Awesome. People watching this on TV on the big screen. All right. So here, 3 aviation-linked drug incidents. All right. And a couple of them were plane crashes. Right. Now, one, the Crooked Island drug bust. That was the one I was playing in the beginning of this. Some of you just joined, so you missed it. That was a huge drug bust. It was publicly reported as a $25 million drug bust in Crooked Island. 2 Venezuelan nationals. Oh, Venezuela. You know something about the problem with Venezuela drug dealing? Now there's proof that drugs was coming from Venezuela. This plane was registered in Venezuela. The aircraft, aviation linked, narcotic seizure. I'm going to show you the video again, and then I wasn't going to do this, but just to show them how much files we got and how much access we have to their secret files that is going to shock them how we could get access to these kind of things. I can show you the files behind this. I know we've been going for a little while. I can play the video first, just so you get familiar, because some people just tuned in. We had hundreds of people on when we played that, but now tens of thousands are watching. So I'm going to play that video for you again, and then we can show you the files behind these videos. All right, hold on one sec. Okay, there we go.
Two men were arrested during a major cocaine bust on Crooked Island, which resulted in the seizure of 1,254 kilos of cocaine valued at $25,080,000. Police press liaison officer ASP Audley Peters said police on the island heard a plane hovering late Wednesday night and went to investigate.
The officers became suspicious, and as a result, the officers went to the airport, and on their arrival, they saw a plane parked on the runway, and as a result, they went to the plane and saw 2 males running from the plane and left the door open. They pursued those suspects and captured them and took them back to the plane.
Police then searched the plane and found 44 black bags. The drugs weighed in at 3,142 pounds. Peter said the Venezuelan men are ages 29 and 60. Police could not say where the plane came from or how long it was in Bahamian airspace.
Well, the Crooked Island Airport is not a 24-hour airport. Individuals have their skills, whether it be illegal and legal, in the world of aircraft. So perhaps those individuals would have used their skills knowing that our airport is not a 24-hour manned airport. And based on their skills, or persons who may have been on the island assisting them, may have placed markers at various points to guide them And so all of that is not determined at the moment, but our experience tells us that certain persons can do some things to land an aircraft such as this.
Police could not confirm if the men received assistance from anyone in country. The police press liaison stressed the importance of the public's assistance in solving crimes like these.
No one works in a vacuum. The police needs the information from the members of the public. The Royal Bahamas Police Force needs assistance from international partners. So our success is predicated on cooperating with others, working together for the good of all in the local community and in the global community. And we thank everybody who've been assisting us by giving us the information, and we're acting upon it. And thus, tonight is the result of what we are working together.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Berthany McDermott.
Okay, so that was a news report because I know we forget easily. That was a huge shipment. That was 20 $25 million shipment, and again that was connected to Eric Gardner. Now, the shipment was seized, and he had a big loss, um, a huge loss on that one. Let's look at the documents from this plane. All right, and so and these old files we had sitting around, and just came to me just now. You know what? Let me pull this up while he was playing. Uh, since day one, discredit me, kill me, lock me up, charge me, sue me, everything in the world. Um, okay, computer just completely blacked out. Okay, give me a second. Getting together. I'm not really like going after my computer with me on these lives. The computer is literally blacked out. I don't even know if I'm live. Yeah, it keeps crashing. Uh, Someone want y'all see something. Okay, let's do this quickly. Document disappear. Let me cancel that. Okay, let's try it again. Um, yeah, every time we doing these kinds of lives, it's like they try to attack computers. I'll do something in a minute to make sure they can't see my computer to continue to attack it. Okay, we're sharing this live now. Look at this. This is original documents with reference to a plane, um, to the Venezuelan persons. Um, so this is Kenwood Taylor, Assistant Commissioner of Police, Crime Management and Criminal Investigations, Police Headquarters, East Street, etc., etc. Um, received January 5th, 2022, paper. And so they was doing all kind of documentation for this plane. And there's a reason I'm going to show you this, because they was this plane, I am told, is connected to Player. I hope this is the right plane. It's connected to Player, and they were trying all kind of stuff to get this plane uh, back. It was almost like something was happening. Uh, anyway, I'll leave that there. But let me read the document for you. It says forfeiture order. Pursuant to Section 33, one of the Dangerous Drug Act. Oh, good. They know about forfeiture, so they know what's coming to our government buildings if America wants to. The court ordered that the aircraft, blue and white, twin engine King Air, used in the commission of and in connection with aforementioned offenses be forfeited to the Crown Grateful if you could assist in handing over the mentioned aircraft to the Ministry of Finance for consideration of auction. Um, and forwarded to your directive, and as Roberto Goodman is on there. All right, our drug enforcement unit. So this is let's go to this one first. Let's go to this one. All right, Miss Obama's Police Force, Miss Valencia P. Bain, final accounts, final accounts section, public treasury, etc. Confiscated seized funds accounts, signatory updates. This acknowledgement pertains to the email dated 23rd, August 23rd, and its contents duly noted. Sincerely, I thank you for your kind words regarding my elevation to Commissioner of Police. Please take note that the Deputy Commissioner, Lehman Delaveau, and Assistant Commissioner Kirkwood Andrews, along with myself, are the designated signatories for the above reference account. So come straight to them. In other words, listen, that's us. Let's go to the next one. Here we go. The forfeiture order. Pursuant to Section 33 Dangerous Drug Act. Having heard Inspector Mr. Timothy Bain, prosecutor for the Commissioner of Police, I have having heard the defendants pro se, the defendants having unequivocally pled guilty and subsequently convicted of the following offenses: conspiracy to import dangerous drugs contrary to Section 30, etc., dangerous drugs, possession of dangerous drugs with intent to supply, contrary to, etc., etc. So this is just a page of it. So I'm showing you that we have the documents reference to these planes, and so we have some information reference to this. So give me a sec. Continue conspiracy to import. I won't read all these. Importation of drugs, case summary, the defendants on Wednesday, etc., landed the plane, etc., in Crooked Island, etc. It is hereby the aircraft, a blue and white twin engine King Air, used in the commission of and in connection with the aforementioned offenses, be forfeited to the Crown. Samuel McKinney was the judge on that. And so these are the documentation on it. And you'll remember all this money that they were looking to spend on this particular plane. All this money. Remember, there was a live I did where they was talking about all this money was spent. But see, I didn't have documents at the time. I was waiting for them to respond. All this money they was spending on this particular plane. Remember, a lot of money was being spent to revamp a plane, to redo a plane, and we was like, "God, this is crazy." And there was big money that was being spent. A lot of people have already forgotten all of that, but this plane here, one of the planes that they were talking about, and they were spending crazy money on it. But these persons were caught and arrested, and so I was just showing you that we always have the documents. So even all that long time ago, documents were sitting down right there. Our team had, if we wanted to respond to a response that they might have had, we'd have been ready for them. I always tell you, we never empty the clip. We just wait on them. And so even just now, I didn't empty the clip. I just showing them we got the documents related to these stuff. So I'm going to pull this back up. But that crash was drugs that was, well, that landing and capture was drugs that was being brought in for Eric Player Gardiner, and the person was convicted on that. And so now there's evidence that drugs was being smuggled, even though it didn't make it to United States, it made it here. And no more in-depth investigation was done. Just, okay, we locked them up, y'all shut up, go, and we'll deal with y'all. So that was the first one. I'll go into more with that later. Auckland's Long Island crash linked to drug bust. There's another crash that happened, publicly reported after an aircraft crash landed on Auckland's. 7 men arrested, with suspects arrested on Long Island. Reports reference suspected cocaine and marijuana recovered from the aircraft. This was another plane. This one was, uh, uh, it's alleged this plane was owned by Eric Blair Gardiner. And so the plane crashed with drugs in it again, and there was a problem. The plane was connected to Eric Blair Gardiner, and the foreigners know that. But why didn't we do an in-depth investigation to find out who owned this plane that crashed? And we didn't do it here, but they know. Overseas, they know. Oh, sorry, I had this imagery I wanted to show you, and I didn't show you what I was reading. Let me make sure I share this for you. So, how is it that they always do the investigation outside of the country, but we never got no investigation to do or to show or none of these criminals to catch in the act? How is that? How America way over there? They could come all the way to Auckland and know that this plane crashed and is connected or registered to Eric Player Garden, etc. And we see these things happening. We still giving this man government contract. All right. Um, and so this is the question: how America know, but we don't know? How come we didn't do an investigation into who owned this plane? Where was this drugs going? We just leave it there. Okay, the plane crashed. We get catch. Okay, y'all shut your mouth, and we'll work something out. I'm gonna go on to the next one because of time. Rumkey crash near Sandy Point. Plane reportedly crashed near Sandy Point on the eastern side of Rumkey in low shrubbery bushes. Reportedly occurred after the pilot became disoriented while searching for the Port Nelson runway. With no runway lights visible, the plane reportedly ran out of fuel. The pilots reportedly died. There was a plane full of drugs that crashed in Ramgi. There was no public news report provided about this plane crash full of drugs. The two pilots were still in the plane. They may still be in the plane now. They're saying that some fellas from, and we get these reports from persons in Ramkey who witnessed all of this happen, who saw the plane go down. I'll show you where the plane went down, etc. So this was another crash. The plane connected to Eric Gardner. Another plane connected to Eric Gardner. One of you love his planes now. Another plane connected to Eric Gardner. It crashed, and some fellas from Long Island reportedly just jumped on a boat because Rumkey is right next to Long Island, like Nassau and Paradise Island almost. All right. But it's more like half hour by boat to get to Rumkey from Long Island. And so they jumped on a boat and went there in this deserted part of Rumkey and retrieved the drugs, I'm told. All right. And this is serious because it was like this was covered up. No one covered this, but it took place. How is it that the foreigners know about this, but we didn't report this? We didn't say anything about this. We just let it slide. Let me show you where this thing landed. I wonder if I should do Google Earth or just, no, I'll just do the image we just pulled up. I'll just put it up for you. This is another plane connected to Eric Gardner that they know about, but we don't know about. This is, let me pull it up for you. This is This is Rum Key. It's the tipper run here. You can call it Sandy Port on this side. Right? Yeah, they call it Sandy Port on this side. So this is the side of Rum Key. Right there, I'm going to make it big for you. You see that blue dot? That's where the plane crashed. All right? I'll probably pull up that wreckage for you. This is where the plane crashed in Rum Key. And so nothing came out of this. But this was another of his planes. So the plane crash in Miami was just the final crash. There were several other crashes that led to this. There was another case with, and again, nothing came out of this. It just disappeared. There was another case where a senior police officer, Sonny Miller, was arrested. It's an important live, y'all. Sonny Miller was arrested, police officer, senior police officer. For that, the plane landed, and they said that the drugs, again, was Eric Gardner's drugs. And they think his plane also. Yes. And that conviction of Sonny Miller was important to the international community because it directly connected Eric Player Gardner to a drug plane in the Bahamas and a conviction along with it. So that was that one. Then another plane situation was the Venezuelan, etc. We believe that the Rumkey plane was the plane, we believe that, mentioned in the indictment where they talked about this plane and these Colombians because they worked, these persons who was on there because they worked for Eric Blair Gardner. All right? All of these things are being tied together in the United States of America. How is it that I can come here, sit down in front of tens of thousands of Bahamians right now, and our government is talking stupidness about they already started an investigation before Pintard asked them to start an investigation? Well, what you come up with? Who did you interview? Did you interview any politician? Anyone out there who was questioned by the police in this? What investigation you talking about? How is it that we could come here as novices without access to the government files, et cetera, and we know that these planes connected to that crime ring? We could reveal this, but no investigation could have been done for this and other matters? Started with investigation. If you've been investigating this all this time and you ain't come up with nothing, you have failed. We have failed. Don't tell us you've been investigating and you let them and make arrests. How they making arrests and we ain't making none? Y'all just want to attack your political opponents. That's all y'all want to do. Silence persons. But y'all do an investigation, but no one arrested. Hey, no one? Not one person? I brushed over that for the sake of time. But there was Sonny Miller a situation also. And so all of these plane crashes led to that, right? Now, there's one more thing I want to mention to you. Something that I didn't get to watch the news this evening. Y'all could tell me if it was in the news. If not, let's question why. There was a police officer, Inspector Alcott Forbes. I'm told that he was charged before the courts today. Alcott Forbes, I kept hearing this name from the whistleblower in the U.S., Silvers Mateo, who kept talking about this Alcott Forbes, and he was saying certain things about him. And how is it that someone overseas knew this stuff, but our own didn't know this stuff. Well, they had this man to be charged for years. They had him to be charged. I'm going to show you the charge sheet that I got from officers. And this allegedly the charge sheet that was read out today in court. But somehow, this man, of course, he's innocent until proven guilty, but this man was to be charged for years. Why wasn't he charged before? Why he's charged now? Well, I'll tell you why he's charged now. As a distraction. They are going to bring up all manner of things. Watch to see them do some attack on me to get people talking about something else. They want you to talk about everything except this indictment. Bahamian people, do not be distracted because your children are going to be affected. Don't fall for the political tricks. Only to call the talk shows. I don't care if they talking about pumpkin pie or independence or whatever they want to talk about. Do not let them talk about nothing else. Let's talk about this indictment. This thing about don't talk about it because it's before the court. This is before American court. In America, they talk about things as before the courts. They discuss it on all their shows, on all their news shows, in their news. People are allowed to talk. Only in the Bahamas where they want to control you and don't make you be able to speak your mind, they have that kind of policy. In America, they talk about stuff that's before the courts. All right? So we could talk about this. America don't mind. We just don't need to reveal that that'll prejudice the case one way or another, but we can talk about this. All right? Because we got to save our country. Forget politics, man. Forget PLP, FNM, COI. Our country is in trouble and our heads are in the sand. I'm serious about this. We are going down the road that Haiti went down years ago. And the people just let it happen, did nothing, said nothing. Now the country's in turmoil. Let this happen to our one country. Just don't let this happen. So L Court, they told me was taken before the courts today. I want to remind you, this is the person where a voice note was put out there where he was recorded while he was talking. This is allegedly him on this. And I'm going to play this clip for you with him talking, just to remind you of the situation, because many of you have forgotten about this. It's serious. All right? Many of you have forgotten. We get back to play in a minute at the end of this. Let me just play this for you to give you a little kind of memory of who this is that was charged. And then I'm going to show you all the stuff he was charged with. Please excuse the language, but of course, play it as it is. Please excuse the language. And I think we're all adults here.
Real dog, boy.
I was our one right there, but you live on your land. You know, you live on your land. That one? But you ain't much niggas do by the pay. Hey, listen to me, boy. I call that the Gamagazi.
That was
much niggas get the balls to do that, boy.
That was Gamagazi, but we made that look like that was planned. Man said, boy, dog, boy, that going so quiet and clean.
No fumbling, no jumbling. Just motion. Hey, that's how we can do this. This is good. You fucking cruise up in the north and you get a jeep full of detergent. You know, Russia? I'm cool. What the fuck? Niggas never see movie like that, but
they freak out. You want to see he pause. You want to see only me running, grabbing these things. Everyone pause, fucking all out. I trying to, basically put these in the vibe, in the bus, you know. You want to see when you tell me you point, I on that like white on rice, because I already say, what? My back covered, I know what I can see in the front of me. You know this boy got this pipe on him, and he go, he ain't letting no one come around this airport. Come around this airport, boy. What?
Oh, boy. And you know who's close? Well, you know we ain't going around. Fuck it. What? Box and straight.
And so this is a conversation allegedly with this person and a criminal. And I was telling people for some time now that there was police officers who were involved in some of the things that was happening. Politicians were involved in some stuff that was happening. When I say that, I don't mean every police officer. Most police officers are good people. I don't mean every politician. But I was letting people know what I was finding out, what we were investigating. You only could go so far because who are you going to go to? Because the minute you start exposing, all they do is attack you and silence. And then people believe all the stuff. They put you through the courts and let their crooked judges make decisions. And then people start attacking you and they start vilifying you. But the question is, who are you going to go to? So we could only warn the people to a certain extent and then uh, leave it there and wait for God to act. And boy, did he act. Well, anyway, this gentleman was charged before the courts today, reportedly. And he's been doing stuff for a little while now. And let me show you the charge sheet. Man, he get hit for more stuff than player. Jesus, it's getting late because I gotta open the phone lines too. All right, let me just open this for you. Just give me a sec. When I open the phone lines, y'all gotta call in right away. We can't wait long. We gotta get straight through this. And thank y'all for spending y'all evening with me. I just want to share this in a way that you could see it fully. Okay, the whole window then. All right. There we go. So this here is the charge sheet from today, we are told. Conspiracy to import dangerous drugs, contrary to, as you can see some the side, you can't see the whole thing, but contrary to sections, whatever. Conspiracy to import dangerous drugs. That's what he was allegedly charged with. Let's see if I can see this. That you sometime between November 1st, 2021, you see how long ago that was? And March 31st, 2022, being concerned together and without proper authority, did conspire to import into the Commonwealth of the Bahamas dangerous drugs, cocaine, namely cocaine. 400 kilos. 400 kilos. A kilo is 2.2 pounds. Do the maths. Conspiracy to export dangerous drugs, contrary to, that means you take it from Bahamas in the States. It says that you sometime between November 1st, 2021 and March 31st, being concerned together without proper authority, did conspire to export from the Bahamas to they're accusing allegedly the police of being a drug dealer. Count three, conspiracy to possess dangerous drugs with intent to supply, punishable under this section. On the same time period, cocaine. So this is the charge sheet. Reportedly, that was done in court today. This was sent to us, right? Um, why didn't you charge him in 2022 or 2023 or 2024 or 2025? Why he charged now? A whole election passed. Why he just charged now? It's a distraction. And it's to make it look like CB arresting the bad apples. They are cleaning house. Some persons are going to be killed. Some persons have been killed. I'm not saying by who. We're saying this could happen. And some persons could be arrested. I'll call a fare for you, for your life. Tread carefully with those people. Any of my Bahamian brothers and sisters who were involved, who got close, who did companies with these people, etc., etc. If you didn't get caught, change your life. Walk away, change your life. If you can, go and speak to the U.S. authorities, not our authorities. We're seeing every day that our authorities were corrupted. Do y'all remember when we was arrested for the CARICOM situation on the beach? Do y'all remember that? We still on bail for that, by the way. But do y'all remember that? We were locked up for more than the 48 hours. That's what we did, stand up for our country. And when they sent the murder squad to investigate, remember I told you all that? The murder squad that's supposed to be investigating the murders in this country was sent to investigate unlawful assembly. This is a charge. I think the fine is what, $25 or $50. They sent a murder squad up from the station at night, drive us to CDU, to investigate unlawful assembly. That's what I was charged with. So the fact that they send a murder squad to do that means that that was police officers they trust and had under their control, like how you see them using SIB now. They send a murder squad to investigate unlawful assembly. So that means that they had control over this murder squad. And you saw the murders that was going on. You all better wake up. Read between the lines. As soon as Clayton gone, murders gone down. Why? Nothing special, nothing different. Why? What was the murder squad? Y'all better wake up before we lose this little country we got. But in any event, the choppers coming. The choppers are on the way. I'm going to open the phone lines now as I continue the final part of this. But the phone lines are going to be open. 803-5995 is the numbers. You're free to call in. 803-5995. Now this is when you call in. All those people who's calling before, this is the time when you call in. 803-5995. All right? That's the call-in number. So you're free to call us. Okay, here we go. Phone's already started. Still on silent. Call you live. Go ahead.
Mr. President,
How you doing, my brother?
God is the greatest, my friend.
Yes, he is.
Excellent job.
Thank you, man.
The feds need to bring you in on their team.
How you know I ain't on that team?
Don't worry. I ain't stupid. Let me make that statement. I ain't stupid. Listen, I've been waiting on Alcott a long time. Excellent baseball player.
Wow.
I've been waiting on him a long time. Huh?
Wow.
Excellent. I know the young man, he started off humble. See, when this power and nonsense and corruption get to you, it's change. I waited on him a long time. I know his day was coming too. See, they walk around here like they untouchable. Like, you can't. I always learn, listen, the sun is rise every day and the sun is go down. That means the ball don't roll and it's change.
Yeah.
It's change. More to follow. Have a nice night, Mr. Bain.
Thank you. 803-5995 is the number. You're calling. Let's talk. Investigators also know that the drugs is being brought in from the south. All right. Our northern airports was used to take drugs out. And they also know of incidents where the the dog team or the dog sniffing team in Grand Bahama was really not allowed to search the planes leaving Grand Bahama, so they was wide open. Um, and so evidence have already been given of that, and the foreigners know about that, and so that's Grand Bahama. Um, under the last administration, the last PRB administration, and basically the drugs, different dogs didn't have jeep to take. No one provided for them. So in other words, y'all can't go to the airport because we ain't providing y'all no jeep to get the dog there. So um, it was open up, and there was a lot of stuff going on. You had one big drug dealer in Freeport, one big drug dealer in Abaco, and everything was opened up. Let's go to phone lines. Call you live. Go ahead.
Good night, Mr. Ben, and good night to the entire Bahamas. How you doing, sir?
Awesome, man.
I just want to say thank God for overshadowing you, ordering your steps, keeping you, empowering you to do what you're doing, because you are the only person in the entire Bahamas who is fit for the role that you are functioning right now. And I pray that the mighty angels of God and the flaming sword that He placed in front of you in the Garden Eden be in front of you, all around you, forward and doing this great work. God bless you.
Thank you, man. Call you live. Go ahead.
Good night, Mr. Ben. How you doing?
I'm alive.
Oh man, boy, Ben, you ain't easy, boy. You the best. You the best, boy.
Thank you, man.
Listen, Ben. I can need to hire you to find out who my gal cheating with, because you do good at this investigation stuff. I'm sure you can find out who she cheating with. I just wanted to put some sense of humor in there, man. But
Yeah,
listen,
man.
what I wanted to ask, Mr. Ben, with these politicians who could be possibly and then are they protected by their diplomatic community?
To a certain extent, and then not to a certain extent. So, the leaders, according to international law, the leaders of countries have diplomatic immunity. All right. So,
Okay.
so when our people understand that the leaders of the country, so the head of state, have diplomatic immunity. That's automatic. All right.
Okay.
And so
Right.
you can put diplomatic immunity on diplomats like ambassadors, etc., and you give diplomatic passports, etc., to cabinet ministers, MPs, etc. And so you can do that. Now, they don't. That doesn't mean that they can do what they want. Now, the leader, the prime minister, etc., they have diplomatic immunity, so it's harder to touch them. The reason Maduro could be touched was because America, etc., didn't recognize the election, and so far as they're concerned, he's not a head of state because the election was fraud.
Okay, so they gotta grab him.
Right, so they could grab him because they didn't acknowledge his election. It's a gray area, but that's what they use. The same thing could have happened here if we had stood up with our election, which was even more fraudulent than Maduro's election, because there was just one thing: they didn't allow the leader of the opposition to compete in some area, and but here we had massive, widespread fraud. And if our election is not recognized for any reason, then the same thing could happen here. But we applied for election court on June 1st, about 2 weeks ago now, over 2 weeks. We've not got a response back. And so we don't know what's going on with that. But we're going to keep fighting and keep chugging on. I think they know that we have so much evidence, and we put it in the filings of the skullduggery that happened in the Pinewood election and some other stuff. They don't want that to come forward, because if their election showing have issues, then they could have some serious issues.
Right, and I believe they did steal this one, or at least they did steal some seats. But,
They did.
But Ben,
Man, listen, some of the people who you saw win, like, there's no way you could tell me that the fella in Tall Pines, Dr. Davel, want his seat. There's no way. Those people did not want it. There's no way you could tell me that Mount Moriah want his seat. Miguel Barnaby. There's no way you could tell me that Pinewood, Miles Aroda want his seat in Pinewood.
Well, we know Miles Maroda for sure. That's that one for sure.
Yeah. So there's certain seats. Yeah. So we showed you the evidence. But of course, they don't want me in there because right now, if I was in there, the FNM wouldn't have been going through what they're going through. All right? They would have been able to table that thing, or I was going to show them how to table and it was going to be tabled. The Speaker of the House wouldn't have been able to silence them like how they are. They're getting knocked up and down. They are standing up, they're saying stuff, and I appreciate what they're doing, but they're not effective. They just still gotta take the picture down. They still gotta let them get away with what they don't get away with. If I was in there, I know the law. I would have been able to run them around in circles with. I'd have the speaker having to adjourn the house every minute trying to get advice from someone else.
Right.
All right. But Pinta them don't have that kind of knowledge for the house rules, constitutional law, etc. I loved constitutional law when I was in law school. In fact, I got 105 or 110 in an exam out of 100, which was impossible almost. But the way they grade it, you got a certain amount of marks for each answer, and it had it so that it was possible to get 110. But no one even ever got an A in that exam. It was so difficult, and I got a perfect score, everything. I loved constitutional law, and so I love that, and I would have been running circles around them in there. You see how we got everyone to declare their government contracts, even though they didn't do it properly. And that's never happened before in the history of this country. They've never done it. All right, and so there was so much more.
In the country, nobody never hold no politician like the way you holding them accountable. We ain't never had no one so this foreign. Like I just learned about the role of the opposition Sunday pass. Like I didn't know the money what they was making. I never knew they had a role similar to
they are part of government, and they're part of government, and they're being paid. And that's what people don't understand. So they say, "Oh, leave the FNM alone. They're not the government." Yes, they are, and they're being paid to do a role, to hold the government, to be the police of the government.
Right.
But that's civics. Okay, we got a lot of callers trying to call in. Thank you for calling, man. All right. Call you live. Go ahead. Oh, we didn't dial you. All right, call in customer. The lines are open. Go ahead. Call in caller. 803-5995 is the number. 803-5995. That's the number right here on the screen. Call you live. Go ahead.
Hey, Mr. Ben, how you doing?
I'm alive, man.
Great. I just want God to continue to cover you, but boy, Mr. Ben, you shine some light on some stuff. I wouldn't believe all this coke been running through this country. And you know what's so crazy? Like you pinpoint every avenue these people did skullduggery in, and the Speaker of the House wouldn't take a wheel of himself up and call for something serious, man. My God, Lincoln, what these people trying to be turned into a cocaine nation?
Yeah. Oh, we lost him. Well, country is dead to the dogs. I mean, their solution is going to be to try to hush and hope America doesn't do anything. Let me show you the leverage that the government has. So when big countries like America want to take this kind of action, they can't leave the country unstable, because if they do, with bad leadership, et cetera, they feel it could cause more problems. So one, they don't want to seem to be affecting another government, and that kind of kept Castro in power, because when they had the Bay of Pigs, some persons were sent over to do the attack, and they didn't get any backup because the persons with them didn't want to make it seem like we were part of that. With Maduro, you saw what happened. They didn't change the whole regime. they allowed the vice president to take charge because they felt that the opposition leader didn't have the network to keep the country going, and there might be unrest. So they pay attention to this kind of stuff. Come to you right now. And so for the Bahamas, it's like, okay, you move Brave and them, but it's just these other people, are they ready to govern? Are they able to govern? And so that's the question they have to ask themselves. So Brave is going to say, well, what you could do. And that's why he kept pushing this thing safe with Brave. He wasn't talking to the Bahamian people. He wasn't talking to y'all at all. He was talking to some others. Um, and so the F&M kept looking unstable. We were new. They weren't sure about us. And so in the end, Brave and them are still there. So now we have to determine, they have to determine, do we just do what is justice and lock who needs to get locked up? And then let's restore the Bahamas, because there's other people that can take over and run this country. I'm sure of that. The COI is capable of doing that. There's other people who are capable of doing that. Um, but you're always going to have unstable Bahamas next to America if we keep allowing these same corrupt people to be in charge. And so I'm talking to America on that. We need change. We need you to take a stand. We need you to do something, man. We need you to help the Bahamian people. And I know we have to help ourselves, but we need some strength. And once you start it, we can finish it. We ain't like them people in Iran. You all told them, listen, you all need to, we didn't start it, you all need to rise up. You start it, we can finish it. All right? Because we want our country to run properly. A prosperous Bahamas benefits America more than an unstable Bahamas. And so you start it, we can finish it. Let's go to the phone lines. Call you live. Go ahead.
Good evening, Mr. Bain. How you doing?
I'm awesome.
Awesome. I was listening to the U.S. ambassador, and he was speaking to the airport in Bahama, and he was asking about, well, I guess, bringing out to how we have not had pre-clearance here in Bahama for some time. And, you know, when you talk about having the dogs removed and all of that, I wonder if that's one of the reasons why they've not made it, you know, either governments have not made it first priority to have that pre-clearance by way of the airport being reinstated here in Grand Bahama.
Go to the head of the class. That is why they don't want the pre-clearance. They don't want to fix the airport. They did not want U.S. Customs snooping around.
Yes.
They did not want that.
Yeah, so that's my question tonight. You know.
The answer is yes. That is why they don't want to do that airport. The money was there. Remember, they announced it a couple of times. They don't want to do the airport because they wanted to make more money moving their contraband.
Yes.
There's no other possible reason other than that. It takes nothing to do an airport. Nothing. That's a warehouse. They could build that in a couple of days.
Yep.
But thank you.
That's why we as Bahamians need to open our eyes and see, you know, we are allowing it because we're not holding the government in account. All we do is celebrate our party of choice while these people are operating from a criminal mindset and calling themselves government. Have a good night.
Thank you for your call. I appreciate it. 995. We're going to wrap up soon. 803-5995. I know we didn't get into so much. This was a special overview of what's going on with Eric Player Gardiner. We believe that Eric Player Gardiner is going to cooperate. He's 58 now, and he is a second time There are persons, there are members of parliament who are implicated. Um, Because members of parliament used to hang out with some of these fellas. I ain't exposed it yet, but there's members of parliament used to hang out with some of these people. Hang out. Um, y'all know who y'all are. Y'all know whose name was called. I want you to know that they scared. Don't mind the straight face, the smiling and all that kind of stuff. They scared. They're scared. They don't know what to do. They know they're in serious trouble. And so don't mind the straight face. And that's one of the reasons they got to control the media. And they try to silence people like myself. But they call you live. Go ahead.
And so,
Go ahead, caller.
Mr. Bain,
Hi.
did you? I didn't catch it too good, but did you hear remarks made by the member of parliament saying light warrant towards Adrian White when he had the gentleman's photo up in the house?
Yes, I started this live. Sorry, you turned in late. I started this live playing that, and I made comments about it. He told him that he told Adrian that it was dangerous to hold up that thing. Basically, that's what he was saying. He was threatening. It's just my opinion. It seemed like a threat to say that it's dangerous.
So shouldn't he be held accountable to give an answer of an explanation as to what he meant by that in that moment by saying that? What is the definition of dangerous? What does that entail? He needs to explain that.
Yes, he does.
And plus, the Minister Jobet, she needs to be held more accountable as well when she turned away from the reporter when the reporter asked her about that plane.
Yes, she does also.
These people, they can't be serious, you know.
Well, you have to blame us.
Of course.
You have to blame us. You can't keep blaming the politicians. We keep allowing it. A no vote is a vote for things to remain the way it is. A no vote is actually a vote. In the House of Parliament, everywhere in the world, in Congress, everywhere in the world, you can vote yay, vote nay, or abstain. Abstain mean whoever win, I down with that. Or I think however it is, that's how I fine with it. All right? And so
I want to see some pressure get put on like Brian because he need to explain what he was talking about because that right there that can't fly.
no, that can't fly. And I think that was cowardice for him to do that. And all of this silencing of your opposers, I think that is actual nonsense. It should not be allowed to continue or to happen in this country. And we have to stand up. And I know, I wish I was in there to help the FNM do their job. But it didn't work out that way. But they're going to have to hold their own in there. And it's not just about arguing back and forth where someone was saying, oh, Andre Rollins is like, Lincoln Bain. I don't just argue. I come with the facts, I come with the law, I come with the rules, and they can never fight it. They have to break the rule to get around me.
Nobody around you like you. They too scared. They wouldn't do what you do. They too scared.
Yeah. So it ain't just about arguing in the house. It's about being effective and knowing what to do and how to do it and forcing the government to break the law to have their way. All right. But we got to be more effective and get it done. I still applaud them for what they did do in the last few days, speaking out. But we got to do more. I don't want to hear Pinta talking about judicial review. I want to see the judicial review because it's free for them. All right. And we're paying them $10 million this term for that. The opposition is being paid $10 million to do our work.
You got the memo by now where you speaking about it, and he just needs to drop all of his embarrassment and shame or whatever and just act, man.
Yeah. Yeah. If they want me to advise them, I'll advise them. I'll give them whatever advice that they want. And we'll see if they take the advice.
Well, it's all for the better.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right.
All right. Thank you. 595 is the numbers. I want to thank you all for being with us tonight. It's just a short over the bar. We got more to talk about. Much more. We're gonna do that on Sunday. It may be from over here in the U.S. It may be in the Bahamas, or it may be somewhere else. We'll see what happens on Sunday. We're not back in studio yet, but we're gonna continue to do what we have to do. But of course, if you're just tuning in, the indictment is real. The PLP trolls were trying to scare Bahamians by saying that to silence them by saying that that man Eric Gardiner was coming out. He's about to come out, and that was a scare tactic and a cowardly scare tactic to silence persons. And we can't entertain that kind of scare tactic. We saw in the House of Assembly, Zane Lightburn seemed to use words that look like the same kind of scare tactic. And again, it's beyond shame for that to be done in our honorable house. He needs to explain what it was he meant talking about this dangerous. That's absolute nonsense. We ain't nobody around here scared of nobody. So they need to get rid of that. And Bahamians, it's time to stand up. Time to stand up. More is coming. This is just the beginning. The indictment has happened. More is coming. All right, stay tuned. I want you to know that more is coming. Persons who are there have already talked to the grand jury. Persons have already called the names and spoken to what is going on. I want you to understand that more is coming. The helicopters coming. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we want you to continue to support the movement. I know a lot of you have tuned out, but we can't do this without you. We have to, if we're serious about this, you could tell us keep going, but we can't keep going without you as an organization. All right. We gotta maintain our headquarters. We gotta maintain everything we're doing, and everything we do costs a pretty penny. So I just put two uh, barcodes on the screen. This one is GoFundMe. If you want to use that method, this one is if you're local here in the Bahamas. You can use this method, or just go to our website and be a part of funding the movement. We need your help. So don't just tell me, to continue doing this. We need you to help us to continue doing this. We need your assistance. So yeah, we were totally down just now. Sorry about that, Bahamas. We were totally down just now. Let's get this back up. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we just had an attack just now. But yeah, so these two barcodes, the movement. Everything we do has a cost. It's very expensive to do what we've been doing. We're trying our best to help in every way we can. People call us every day, need help with everything under the sun. If you're calling me and you can't get me, it's because so many people are calling me. Please don't get offended. I can't take all of the calls that I'm getting. I'm getting thousands and thousands of calls and texts every day. I only have certain amount of time during the day. So please forgive me. I'm not neglecting you. Some people are getting offended, but that's how much calls we're getting. All right. Um, Maybe I'll take this last call. Call you live. Go ahead. Go ahead. Call you live. Go ahead. Call you live. Hello. Yes. Go ahead. Call you live. Talk with Gardiner Eric Gardner?
Yeah.
If you could talk to him, you want to talk to him now?
No, I said if I could talk him.
I don't know. You got to ask him.
But some boys just tell me he's calling on a daily basis.
Can you say it again? We can hardly hear you. Maybe you on speakerphone or something. We can't hear you good.
So they say he's calling on a daily basis.
Oh, they call Gardner and talk to him?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Could that be done?
Uh, it probably could. Now, his lawyer said that he was kind of restricted up to this time, but now that he is in MDC, he's going to be able to make calls from the prison.
Okay.
So I think most likely, government officials here are going to call him and tell him, listen, you better be quiet, you better shut up, et cetera, et cetera. Most likely.
But I was wondering.
Okay.
If that's true.
Yeah, he's going to be able to make calls from the prison.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Yeah, so please help support the movement. Um, and if you have a product service you want us to advertise, contact me. We have sometimes over 100,000, sometimes more, watching this live. That's better than the newspapers. They print 8,000 papers a day. That's better than the radio. Most people listen to CDs in their car now. It's even better than TV. And so if you want us to advertise with like these advertisement bands, you see, just like how this call thing or ticker on the bottom, all this kind of stuff, you're going to do that. Just give me a call, 803-5995, and we can do that for you too. We got to raise money for the movement, and we got to keep this going. All right. It was very expensive for us to keep going over that last 5-year period, and we got to keep doing that. So if you support the movement, please be a part of it and help us to get this done. Okay, 36 of you have scanned the barcode that's down there, or we put the other one up too. That's the next one. 36 of you have scanned it or clicked on the link. They didn't ask me to do this. No way. There's this place called Juicing for Life. Someone got this to me from Juicing for Life. This is called the Bedroom Bully. They have a lot of healthy drinks on there that is mind blowing. If you're into health, there's people who go down there every day for smoothies, but this one is the Bedroom Bully. Um, I know why they call it that. But someone brought this to me, and they put meringue in it too. And so this is a very powerful. You have all kind of drinks for different. If you have high cholesterol, if you have this or you have that, they have different drinks. It's very healthy. So give it a try. Empress owns that from Jams. So I don't need to advertise for, but I just want to encourage Bahamian entrepreneurs. So that is something else. So go find them, Google them. It's called Juicing for Life. That is powerful. All right. So thank you for who brought me that. Nice. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have to end it there. But again, you can come to our headquarters any day, and you can uh, donate. Um, you can do it online. We prefer if it's easier for you to do it online. Just use your debit card and just go online on our website and just scroll down and you will see where you can the different ways you can donate. Become a member. You can join right on our website. You can join right there. Become a member and help us to get this done. We're gonna have a dollar drive next week Saturday. I think that's Saturday the 27th. So Saturday the 7th, we're gonna have a dollar drive um, right on the out there on the intersection by Marathon. So if you want to support the movement, you can come out there. You give $1, $100, $1,000, whatever you want. We'll be there. I'll be there. If you want to sit down and talk to me, that'll probably be a good time to be there. Be a part of it. To all of our members, we want all of you to come out. We'll be under the tent. Make sure you come out and be a part of it. So yeah, we're starting the dollar drives again because we're not going to be beholden to anyone but the Bahamian people. All right, and so come out and be a part of it. We'll be giving out our paraphernalia. We'll be out there under the tent raising funds to help keep this going. If you like what we are doing, this has a major cost to it. And we got to maintain our headquarters, maintain everything that we're doing. We got to travel to Family Islands. We got to get this done. And so if you want to support the movement, be a part of it, let's get this done. All right. Back in the when she got up, hey, money, not money for a political party, and make sure she send that to where it needs to go. So if you support the movement, let's get this done. So there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth, Bahamas. There will be weeping and gnashing of teeth, and some of our politicians are in trouble. And so the negotiation for them now is to say, listen, we could behave. We're not gonna let China take over no more. We ain't gonna do it no more. We could behave. Just don't lock us up. You don't want to stabilize the Bahamas, so that's gonna be their negotiation now. So we're gonna see the decision is up to America. Some of it is a political decision, and some of it is just a criminal decision. But those persons have been locked up, and persons who have been locked up to this time have talked. Um, and we'll see if Eric Gardner talks. I think he's already started. If he's smart, he has. But now they're going to start trying to reach out to him to get him to be quiet. You're going to see attacks to silence media persons. I want to congratulate that young reporter who questioned Jobette Colby. You are the hero of the week. I wish I knew who you were. If someone on here knows who she is, let me know so I could reach out to her. She's the hero of the week. You did a human job. This is what media is supposed to be doing. Y'all don't be scared of them. And so brave them move all the seasoned media persons who would know what questions to ask and know and have the courage to ask it, gave them jobs, etc., to weaken the media pool. All right. And they did a lot of stuff for third party persons, et cetera, dismantled them. And that left us. So we're glad because we weren't willing to stand down and step aside. But they weakened the media pool. And I want to congratulate that young lady. You did an amazing job. Jesus, you are wonderful. Thank you so much. Uh, I want all of the other media persons who are around us should have been asking similar questions. Y'all don't be scared of them, please. This is your country. If that was America, they would have been walking off and the media would have been fighting, asking questions. Hold on, Minister, what about this? Hold on, Minister, what about that? And they would have been fighting to get their questions out. They would have been meeting them at their house. When they walk outside to go for a job, they would have meet the media outside their house. That's how it's done in civilized countries. Media stand up, media. I can start talking to y'all like how I talk to the F&M. People are now starting to understand why I talk to the F&M. But I don't mind being misunderstood. Media stand up. You young giants who are there, they moved all of the other people out of your way. Now you have your chance to shine because the other people sold out. They took jobs. They took positions. They paved the way for you. And so now it's your time to shine while your country needs you the most. Media, stand up. Stand up, young reporter. And don't be afraid. I got your back. If you need any documents or any information, you call me. If you need to know who to call overseas, you call me. I got you all back. Even the ones who were used to attack me. This ain't about personal. I know you was doing what you're told to do. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you said of me in the past. I don't care that you ignored me in the past. This about our country. We got to save this. Media, stand up. You all question them. Stand up. Do it like they do it in the US, in England, and in Canada, the civilized countries. You question them. The tough questions. Every time they show up to go show off something they want to do, you question them about this. Since they've silenced the opposition and the opposition don't know how to be unsilenced in the House, y'all got to be the opposition. Y'all are the fourth estate. So y'all got to speak up. Again, any media house who needs, and a lot of you call me and I provide what I can provide for you. I've been helping you. I'm going to continue to do that. We got to work together on saving our country. We got to wake people up to the fact that our country is broken. All right? We can't let what happened happen. We can't let criminals rule in our country. We can't. We can't. So I'm going to take all the blows. They can come after me. They come after people around me. So I could pull their attention. While I doing that, y'all deal with them from the other direction. Y'all stand up. I could take the heat. I have no problem with that. I had a good life. I lived good. I enjoyed this. I have no regrets. I've lived 10 lifetimes in one. Nothing they can do to me. I'm satisfied. I'm not afraid. I need you to stand up, media. I need you to stand up. All right? So, ladies and gentlemen, we have to end it there. That's the alarm company back in the Bahamas calling. All right. So, uh, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy. Um, I was advised not to let y'all see outside, not to let them pinpoint where I am. But maybe next time I might do it on the streets of New York. Let y'all see what's going on. I may do it from in front of MDC. I think I should do that. Do another live in front of the prison. Purple table and chair out there. I can see how that works. All right. We let y'all see what's going on. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, God bless you. I do this because I love my country. The same about politics. I'm doing this because I love my country. If you want to know about our vision, it's still on our website. Our documentaries are there. Our vision is there. Right now, we would have been so much further ahead. Now, we're going backwards. The trick with the electricity, they paid for extra generators during the last summer to impress you for election. That's not sustainable. And now, electricity is going to the dogs. And Pike has been sold in America for a couple $1 billion. The BPL deal raised the value of Pike. It sold, and now no one checking. The money done made. Y'all get swing again. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. 63 people have touched the scan. Even if it's just $5 a week, even if it's $10 a week, even if it's $1 a week, support the movement. Go on our website. Go on one of those links, whether it's the GoFundMe or the other one, Sun Cash. Support the movement. We need you. Just like you need us and you're telling us to keep going, we cannot do it without you. It is not possible because we're doing this for you. This is your mission, not ours. So I'm going to be out here and take the blows. We need you to help us while we're out here taking the blows so that we don't have to focus on the hard part of money making. We need to focus. We need to be able to focus on doing what we're doing. And if you help us, we can focus even more. Spend our time focus on keeping their foot to the fire. God bless you. We love you. Media, stand up. We'll see you next time.